Now, what if I told you, speaking of money, there is an industry out there that is contributing more than $134.3 billion in income for working Americans and at the same time helping our planet?
Well, you'd want to learn more, right? Well, I actually had the chance to speak to an expert in this rising field. Well, there is an industry creating more than 2.3 million jobs for working Americans. It may surprise you to learn it's green construction. A recent study found that green construction and LEED buildings are driving our economy forward. Here to share more about the growing U.S. economy and the results of this study is Marisa Long of the U.S. Green Building Council. Marisa, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Hi, Heather. Thank you for having me.
And I just mentioned the council just did this recent study on how green construction is kind of affecting our local economy. So can you kind of tell us the key findings of that report?
Yes, well, you touched on some of them, but what we found is just how much of an economic impact green construction has here in the United States. So that 2.3 million jobs number you mentioned, that's this year alone. So these are engineers, architects, designers, electricians that are making up this industry, and it's contributing more than $134 billion into workers' pockets just this year.
That's amazing. And I know that, we've been hearing this term a lot, kind of the green buildings. So for our viewers who may not be familiar with what that means, can you tell us what is a green building?
Green buildings are built to save energy, resources, water, and they save money. More specifically, our study looked at LEED certified buildings, which are certifying to the highest standards of energy efficiency and environmental design. So these are buildings that are healthier for the people who occupy them, and they're better for the environment.
So Marisa, how do you see these trends kind of continuing in the next few years?
We see green construction slated for exponential growth over the next 4 years. In fact, by 2018, green construction will actually surpass that of, will account for more than a third of all construction within the U.S. So it's quickly surpassing traditional construction as the way to build better buildings.
Well, it's definitely good news. So Marisa, tell us what's kind of driving this growth in green building?
There are a lot of factors that go into this, but certainly consumer demand is definitely a big one. Parents want to send their kids to school where there's natural sunlight and outdoor space. They want to go to work every day in buildings where they're breathing better air. So green buildings provide that, and there's a demand for it. We also see that building owners and operators and businesses who are building buildings, they're building LEED because it saves money and it's better for their bottom line. So that's a significant factor as well.
Well, I'm definitely hearing that green building is also kind of helping our economic growth statewide, would you say?
Yeah, what our study found was that over the next 4 years in Arizona, you're going to see about 350,000 jobs being created within the green construction industry. And that's going to bring more than $20 billion in wages to workers in the state. Arizona is also a leader among LEED certification. In 2014, you ranked number 10 per capita for LEED certifications across the United States. So the state really is serving as a leader for all types of green construction.
That's incredible. Go Arizona. Well, obviously, this is a lot of good news this morning, and I think we're learning a lot about green buildings that maybe we didn't know before. But if our viewers are interested in finding out more information, where can we go?
You can go to usgbc.org. You can download our study for free. You can also learn more about LEED and the work that we do.
Awesome. Marisa, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us this morning.
Thank you, Heather, for having me.
Now stay where you are. The Morning Blend will be right back.